Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about analogies that you can use when you're in the field. As many of you know, the power of stories are incredible. In fact, many times the only thing that people will remember when you're done meeting with them is your stories you tell them or the analogies that you use for them as you engage their creative unconscious. So it's important to have a few of these analogies when you're explaining or teaching with a customer. So number one, managed cloud versus doing it in-house. A fun one that I like to use is that it's much like a lion. A lion is a popular analogy in the business world. It's so dominant and tough and mean. So a lion actually has to strategically burn its calories. That's why it's always sleeping all the time, because if it attacks and misses, or if it burns too many calories, it will die. So it's much like an IT department of a large company. If it's not focused strategically on the IT of that business and of helping that business grow, it will actually hurt that business, not help the business. So having to do the patching and the updating and the hiring employees and all that kind of stuff, that's like a lion that runs after a rabbit and only gets a little bit of meat. And if he does that too much, he will die. He needs big prey. And another one is getting lost in the minutia. So that IT leader who is dealing with the patches and the updates and the hiring and the firing, when she could be focusing on the strategy and the growth of the company. It's much like eating a taco. You see, when you just want a taco, you can go out and, you can shop for the lettuce and you can get the tomatoes and you can chop them up, and then you can go to the store, you can get the beef, you can grind up the beef, you can season it, you can buy taco shells, you can make taco shells, you can go buy the sauce, you can come home, you can put it all together, you can put it in a skillet, you can do everything. You can make a single little taco that would probably be delicious. But man, that's a lot of wasted calories just making a taco, right? Or you can just go to the Taco Bell, buy a taco that is just as delicious. Maybe not Taco Bell, but you get the drift. Anyways, you are saving a ton of time and energy just by buying a taco than spending potentially hours and days making a taco. So you can virtualize all of your equipment. You can go to the cloud with virtually no hassles if you buy a taco instead of making a taco. Let's talk about scaling. So one of the key benefits of working with the cloud is that you can scale up and you can scale down very quickly and very inexpensively. This is much like the popular ride-sharing apps out there like Uber and Lyft versus owning a car, right? So it's scalable. You can hire as many Lyft drivers or as many Uber drivers as you want to, as often as you want to, just like the cloud. You can scale up, you can scale down as often as you want to. It's very, very flexible. Using ride sharing, you can call them, you can drop them if you want to. If your plans change, if you think you're going to need a ride share later in the day and your plans change, you can just cancel it. You can order it if your plans change. So that's much like cloud. You can scale up and down, you can get more, you can get less as your business needs change. You only pay for the distance that you travel when you ride an Uber. It's beautiful, right? If you buy a car, you're paying up front, and my grandma once bought a car. It was a pretty expensive car and literally drove it probably 5,000 miles her entire life. So giant waste of money for a very beautiful car. Not the same with ride sharing, not the same with cloud. And finally, it's so easy to book with Uber. You press a button on your app. With the cloud, specifically with RapidScale, it's incredibly easy to scale up or scale down or to make changes or to request new features. It's a phone call. Finally, there is maintenance. When you drive an Uber, if the car breaks down, you just call another Uber, right? It's easy breezy. If you own a car, you got to bring it to a car dealership. You got to pay for the maintenance. You got to wait around. You got to talk to your maintenance guy. He may be cool, he may not be cool. You got to engage in that conversation. Anyways, when you have an Uber, it's very easy, much like the cloud. If things break, you don't deal with it. So those are some analogies that you can use out when you're with your prospects and with your customers. Thank you.